How's it going, everybody? The Yankees may have gotten just the spark they needed last night when Josh Donaldson smoked one over the right field wall for a game-winning walk-off grand slam by Josh. It was quite a moment. The Yankees, with that home run, maintain their American League lead. That was their 195th home run. They hit 3 home runs in the game yesterday. They're still first in the American League in runs with 605, despite this kind of slow spell lately. And I think that getting Giancarlo Stanton back, getting DJ LeMahieu back and healthy will only help that out. Not to mention, you might get some more production from some of these younger guys. Oswaldo Cabrera really has a good swing. Wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being a pretty good hitter at the big league level. Frankie Montas will make his home debut. I'll have more on him in just a minute, but he is pitching Thursday night against the Toronto Blue Jays. This will be his first start in the Yankee pinstripes, and DJ LeMahieu being back in the lineup should lengthen out the Yankees' order a little bit. Having him out, we saw back in 2020, just disrupts the lineup because you're missing a major contact bat. We forget how consistent and reliable he is sometimes. I think Andrew Benintendi is starting to come around. He hit another double last night. I'm loving that he's spraying the ball all over the ballpark, and he's still not putting up the numbers that he was in KC in terms of batting average. He's only hitting .213 with the Yankees, so you got to think that he's going to continue to improve, but he does have 6 doubles in 61 at-bats, so he's averaging a double every 10 at-bats, or about a 50 double pace per season. Early returns on tonight's starting pitcher, Frankie Montas, are a bit mixed. His first time out, I feel like the situation was quite difficult to throw him in there. 11 days off, coming back from a funeral after the trade, and he got kind of beat up. 3 innings and 6 earned runs, but he was much better last time out against Boston. Went 5 innings, gave up just 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. His ERA on the season is sitting at 3.59. And it's worth noting that today is August 18th, so the Yankees now could call up Oswald Peraza whenever they feel like it, and they would not lose this year as service time and would be able to keep him an extra season. And when he does get promoted, which will happen, it seems like Anthony Volpe is a sure thing to go to AAA. He's got over 40 stolen bases now. In AA, he continues to swing the bat well, and it's only a matter of time before he's ready to take that next challenge. All right, the Toronto Blue Jays are headed to town. They always give the Yankees trouble, especially Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He hit 3 home runs against the Yankees in one game earlier this season. Also took them deep in Toronto. He's hitting .283 on the season with 25 home runs and an .859 OPS. He's just a very dangerous hitter, and he hits for a good average to go along with his power. Alejandro Kirk, another guy who hits for a pretty good average and has a lot of pop. He's not a big guy. Well, he's stocky, but he's short. But he's got a small strike zone, and he knows how to use it. .297 average, .828 OPS, .137 OPS plus. Bo Bichette hitting .261 this season. He's gotten a little bit better lately. He's struggled out of the gate. He's got 17 home runs and 33 ribbies to go along with a .731 OPS. We're going to see Jose Barrios in Game 1. He's not having a great season this year. ERA over 5. Hopefully the Yankees can get to him. All right, let's talk about the farm. Jason Dominguez continues to improve. He's got that OPS over 800 now, and he's been swiping a lot more bags lately using those legs. He's got 29 stolen bases, average up to .265. You know he wants to finish over .270, maybe even .280 if he can get one more hot streak and get to 13 or 14 home runs. Anthony Volpe hitting .251. He's got 40 stolen bases now. And as we mentioned earlier, he could be ticketed to AAA over the next couple of weeks, hitting .251 on the season. And Oswald Peraza continues to get better and better each time we do one of these updates. Now 17 home runs and closing in on 30 stolen bases, average which began very low for the first couple of months, now up to .261. All right, on to Austin Wells. He is hitting .278 on the season. He's been slumping a little bit lately, but still has 13 home runs, and the OPS very good between High A and Double A Somerset. Trey Sweeney continues to struggle with recognition of pitches. but we're hearing really good things about his defense lately improving. And the power's there, 13 home runs, 750 OPS. And again, another Yankee who's swiping bags, 22 stolen bases on the season. And Everson Pereira continues to improve. He's got a couple of home runs since we last talked about him, and the OPS has creeped over 800. He's another guy that could be looking at a promotion to AAA, if not later this season, then at least to begin next season, despite recently being promoted to AA. All right, much like the Yankees offense, Derek has been in a bit of a slump. Now 23 for 50 in these pre-game videos this season, hitting .460 with the predictions. But the prediction tonight is that the Yankees will win the series opener against Jose Barrios and the Toronto Blue Jays. I just think that the spark that comes from that grand slam last night, and you got some young guys who are up and itching to get going, I think you might see a big hit from either Cabrera or Florial. So the Yankees need a win tonight to break the Derek slump and get back towards 500.
I think that you can trace their problems down to three key events. When they lost Michael King, of course, the bullpen suffered. And when they lost Carpenter, I think that was a key for the lineup. The third one is for the starters. I think you have to look at Montgomery. He's been nothing but successful in St. Louis, and you wonder if there was a trade with Miami that blew up, and they never would have traded him if they didn't think they were going to get Lopez. But
I'm going to interrupt right there just to save time. There's definitely something demoralizing about losing a long-term member of your organization at the trade deadline unexpectedly. You can tell that it caught a lot of members of that team by surprise, definitely caught the pitching staff by surprise, and the Yankees seem to have decided that the starting pitcher they're going to roll with is Domingo Germán, and he's looked okay, but he hasn't been as good as Monty. And Monty's showing how good he is by dominating out there in St. Louis.
Hey, man, this is Harrison from South Florida. I feel like the problem with Cashman for the past few years has been he seems to always just be thinking about the future. It feels like every year he's kind of just positioning himself for the next year or the year after that with the prospects. He doesn't seem to want to call up prospects too quickly. But I feel like this is the year. What are we waiting for? This is the year we've been waiting for, and I just don't want the Yankees to throw it away.
It's a very fair criticism and a pretty common critique from what I've seen in the chat and comment sections on this channel. Fans do feel like Brian Cashman lacks that killer instinct to make the go-for-it move like somebody like A.J. Preller with San Diego would make. But you have to be fair, he did have a decent deadline. Went out and got Frankie Montas, went out and got Andrew Benintendi. Efros has done a nice job. Matt Carpenter was a good pickup. Can't account for injuries. But hopefully Brian Cashman will have, when it's all said and done, got the right mix to get this team through the postseason. Still waiting to see how Harrison Bader works out. But we'll find out soon enough. Thanks for the call. As always, feel free to make your voice heard. Call in to 718-899-1068. Better call in. It is always good to hear from you. I do voicemails whenever I do a pregame or whenever I do an episode of The Free. So call in and make your voice heard. Speak clearly. Turn your backgrounds down. Better call in.